There is a reason that police officers and firefighters drill so regularly. Have you thought about where your exits are? I am not condoning nor passing judgment, I am simply stating facts. Do you know if you're moving in next to a child predator? I am so happy you are joining me today.
I am becoming that doomsday prepping YouTube channel, and I don't regret it, but I do.
Before we get started, please go ahead and pause this video and sound off down below. I want to know if you know the names of your neighbors. Don't tell me their names. I am not looking to invade anybody's privacy, but I am interested to know how many people out there actually know who their neighbors are. So go ahead, I'll wait.
Do you think they're doing it?
I had actually planned a different video for today. However, I am waiting to interview the lead investigator on that case, and I don't want to move forward until I do so. This video is a little bit disturbing, and it actually sort of creeps me out to be talking about it. So, with that being said, Family Watchdog is an online database that catalogs information regarding registered sex offenders. Now, in the state of Pennsylvania, registered sex offenders are actually required by law to register under what we know in the United States as Megan's Law. It is a federal law that requires all sex offenders to register within their state and to make that information public. And I want to throw up a huge disclaimer here, because when you actually visit the Megan's Law state website for Pennsylvania, and I will link that down below, it actually requires you to accept a safety statement before you can move forward. So I want to read that statement here because it is really important. It says, any person who uses the information contained herein to threaten, intimidate, or harass the registrant or their family, or who otherwise misuses this information, may be subject to criminal prosecution or civil liability. Nothing I talk about here today is intended for any of those purposes. I am simply bringing to light that this registry exists, that it is available to the public, and that it could be useful to protect you and your family. It is also a tool that can be used for us to be more cognizant of our surroundings and of our neighborhoods. I am not condoning nor passing judgment, I am simply stating facts. So the first thing you can do to protect your family and yourself is to know the people in your neighborhood. One way to do this is to look up your address on the Family Watchdog website. So basically, when you open the website, you have a variety of options. You can look up your personal address, or you can actually look up a more generalized area utilizing a zip code or the name of your town. When you do this, a map pops up with different colored pins, and all of those different colors denote different charges. There are red, yellow, purple, and green pins. The red pin denotes an offense against a child, a yellow pin denotes rape, a purple pin denotes sexual battery, and the green pin means other. When you click on the pin, it will provide you with more information. After you click on the pin, it will reroute you to the actual offender. It will show you a recent picture of that offender as well as the charges, and it will tell you when those charges occurred. These charges could have occurred decades ago, or they could be very recent. Now, I want to state again that I am not in the business of being the judge and jury. I am simply bringing to light that this registry exists, that it is public, and that you are able to see who is living in your neighborhood. I see a few key uses for this website. The first is to understand who already lives in your neighborhood. When you type in your address, you can see who is living near you. The other use, perhaps more beneficial, is for young families with children who are looking to buy a home. If you type in the address of the house you are looking for, you can see who surrounds that house, who is living near you. And we are so concerned with how many bedrooms a house has. Does it have hardwood floor? Does it have air conditioning? But do you know if you're moving in next to a child predator? That is perhaps a more important question to be asking. Now, I recently got some other good advice from a friend. Her husband is actually a detective, and we had a pretty lengthy discussion about how we can protect one another, how we can protect ourselves, and how we can protect our families. Her husband
the detective.
Has advocated for years that it is not simply enough to own a gun or have pepper spray. We must drill and run through our minds how we should react in case of an emergency. So basically, his theory is that the more we run through our minds how we want to react, how we should react in any one scenario, the more likely we are to react in a more methodical way. There is a reason that police officers and firefighters drill so regularly. So in our instance, if someone was to break into your home and approach you in your bedroom, have you thought about where your exits are? What do you have to protect yourself? How would you get to your kids? If you don't think about these things, then you are solely relying on your fight or flight response when in the presence of danger. And this is entirely reactionary. So his suggestion is to walk through your options should you or your family be attacked in your home or any location that you frequently visit. How can you get away? Do your kids know what to do in the instance that a stranger talks to them and tries to get them to leave with them in a public place? Have you and your husband or your wife or your significant other discussed what your roles will be should somebody break into your downstairs floor when you guys are sleeping at night? How do you get out of your local grocery store if an active shooter comes into the grocery store from the front entrance? Do you know your other means to exit? Now, again, I know I'm sounding crazy. I'm sounding like one of the doomsday preppers out there, but here's the thing. There is a difference between being paranoid and being aware and being prepared. And that is what I'm advocating here, that we be prepared and ready in the situation that we are presented with danger. Another thing we discussed recently is how likely an aggressor is to attack you given your demeanor. So basically, how do you carry yourself when you walk? What do you give your attention to? This is not to say that in any way somebody asks to be a victim or that somebody is asking to be harmed. But it is to say that a criminal is far less likely to attack you if you make eye contact and you move with a purpose and you are aware of your surroundings. His biggest piece of advice, given the fact that criminals are looking for fast, easy cash, and given the fact that the drug epidemic has become so profound in this country, you shouldn't be rummaging around in your purse, you shouldn't be looking down at your phone, looking through Instagram, you should be moving with a purpose, checking your surroundings, and making eye contact with those around you. These crimes happen in your area whether you know it or not, and no neighborhood, no matter how nice it is exempt to crime. With that being said, there is absolutely no way for you to be 100% prepared for every situation that you might encounter. But thinking through logical steps and not relying solely on terror at the time of this incident will allow you to be better prepared and likely remain safe and take care of your family. Please sound off down below and let me know your thoughts. I want to hear what you have to say about what I've talked about today. I want to hear what you have to say about the Family Watchdog website, if you knew that it existed, if you've ever used it to look at your neighborhood or a potential neighborhood that you've been interested in. Please let me know your thoughts down below. Please subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys!